I'm sorry. More work for the gravedigger.
Horrible. Terrible.
This is going to be a long day.
How terrible. Hey, I apologize.
Where can I find Christian?
You'll find Christian at the estate by the Horshan mines. That's where he works and has his chambers.
Well, what should I say to him?
Tell him the password, Via Argentum.
What?
I'll do every... That's why. God be with you.
Careful.
Take care of yourself, stranger. I hope you come back to us soon. You should already be on your way to Horsham.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings.
Here you go. Take it.
Help out a suffering wretch. Spare a few coins.
Wait, friend. Come here, we need to talk.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Ka! 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 Go!
May God give you health, sir.
Guten Tag.
Greetings to you.
Netter Wauwau. Lieber Hund.
Grüß dich.
Guten Tag. It still hurts. There's no end to it. Bier ist einfach Bier.
Where can I...
Go up the stairs. You come in. Was für ein Scheiß.
God bless.
Was soll's? Wie bist du geplant? Einen Moment noch.
Excuse me.
What can you do, sir? Maybe next time, then. Good doggy. Good boy.
You made it after all. And here I was thinking you'd never come.
How are you? I believe you're mistaken. I'm just passing by. Are you sure it's me you're waiting for?
You and no other.
Do we know each other? You don't look familiar.
No, we don't. But we were destined to meet.
What do you mean?
I dreamt about you on St. John's Eve, and then again a few more times.
Well, all right. What is it you need?
What do you think? A groom?
Are you confusing me with someone else?
Oh no, I had a dream about you, and you looked exactly like this. Those eyes, the hair, that nose, exactly as I remember it.
A groom? It's a little hasty for my liking. I mean, I've never seen you before in my life.
That is of no matter. See, on St. John's Eve, all us village girls floated wreaths. Hannah's bobbed its way to the other bank. Eliza's fell to pieces, but mine floated the furthest of all. And then that night, I dreamt of you.
What was that you said about wreaths?
You're not from around these parts, are you? Me and the girls release them on the water every St. John's Eve. If your wreath reaches the other side, it means you will soon be married. But if it sinks or breaks up, yours will be a miserable marriage. And mine got swept downstream to who knows where.
And that means...
When I wed, my husband will take me away from here.
You say you dreamt about me?
And more than once at that. But the first time was on St. John's Eve, and that means something.
Does it now? Then what?
That it will come true. I picked 9 flowers at night, put them under my pillow, and you know the rest.
Thanks for the explanation. I don't want to dampen your spirits, but you must be mistaken. I have no plans to marry just yet. And I can't, anyway.
But my dreams, the wreath of 9 herbs, I did everything they told me.
And if you are to marry away from here, it probably shouldn't be to someone like me.
I'm not saying he has to be from far away. Kutenberg would be enough for me.
I'm not a city lad. I'm from Skalitz.
Skalitz? You're a villager? Well, it certainly couldn't have been you I was dreaming of then. I bid you safe travels. Skalitz, he says. What a woeful prize that would have been.
People walk here too, you know.
God! Quick! Quick! God!
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
What? You've no business here. See?
Good day to you, friend.
Good to see you, friend.
Hey, stranger. What are you doing here?
You're a Christian of Pisek?
I am. What do you need?
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me. About Via Argentum.
I see. But I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunzling. I haven't made much progress regarding the matter we discussed. I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always someone following me around.
Well, that's why I'm here. I'll help you with your investigation.
Excellent. You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. What's your name?
Henry.
All right. Listen up, Henry. Nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game, but hopefully I don't need to tell you that.
Lord Ruthard mentioned something of the sort.
Excellent. Excellent. You don't happen to come from a family of miners or smelters, do you?
My father was a blacksmith.
It's a fine craft. But it won't teach you much about silver mining and processing. I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow me, please. We need to talk somewhere in private.
Good day to you.
Good to see you.
We can't talk openly here.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. I like that. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means it would be best to discreetly inspect all operations and find out where the problem is. First of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day, right?
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular day. For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it helped. I mean, mined out.
Couldn't I just ask Fett?
Fett's job is to count the corves and write the amount down in the mine book. He won't tell you any other number. We're interested in what the miners themselves have to say. They've no reason to hide anything. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch. They might not be very forthcoming at first, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like calling each other Sonny, however old they are. But you'll hear for yourself. You should pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining, or perhaps a nobleman interested in buying a mine. Or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job. It's up to you.
I'll behave like a true nobleman.
Suit yourself. Just don't change your story so you don't arouse suspicion. But to the point, each day 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first shift is led by Frank, the second by Paul, and the third by Samko. You'll have to ask each one of them how many corves they mined. Samko's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal, allowing you free movement within the mine.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? I reckon they must be wondering where I am by now. Once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. We'll compare that number to the entry in the mine book. And don't forget, don't draw attention.
By the way, I've had the honour of meeting your brother, Peter.
Well, well. Small world.
He was a great help to us at Sukdal.
Even though we had some disagreements, I respect him for everything he succeeded in doing. If it weren't for him, I'd never have been able to do what I do.
Who owns the silver that's mined here?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expected to worry about mining. So he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgregal. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of the pure silver from the smelting works. That's the royal tithe.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground and processing it, to minting silver coins. Silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it and get it to the surface. The chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer estimates the purchase price of the ore for the smelter. The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed in a stamp mill before it can be purified by roasting. Roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver. Silver is then cast into rods about as thick as your little finger.
Can any silver get lost?
It can. And unfortunately, it does happen. It may be a capital offence, but even that won't deter everyone. Most often, a pitman tries to smuggle pieces of ore under his clothes. It doesn't end well. Nevertheless, the entire path of the silver, from the ore beneath the ground to minted coins, is closely guarded. Every step is recorded in the books, so if someone is stealing large quantities, they must have it pretty damn well figured out.
Who checks the royal share?
The royal mint master and his subordinates are responsible for collecting the royal share. That also means me and the shaft foreman. That is why every step of the path of silver is monitored and recorded, starting with how much ore is mined. The smelting works owners don't have to be monitored as closely, since they buy the ore from us. It's in their best interest to get the highest possible yield after deducting the royal share.
Who makes money from all this?
The thing is, everyone does. Pitmen get paid for mining in the shaft. Mine operators get paid for raw ore. The smelters then smelt everything, sell the pure silver, and deduct the raw tithe. The silver rubs off on the hands of anyone who even touches it. But there's still enough left over for the king.
Who owns the mine?
The king grants mining rights to his loyal subjects. All sorts of people operate mines in Kuttenberg. In fact, anyone with enough money to pay for new shafts to be dug can share in the proceeds.
Who's responsible for the mines?
The mines in the mint are supervised directly by the royal mint master, Ulrich Vervark von Neuhaus. As the steward, I'm his direct subordinate. I oversee that everything runs smoothly on his behalf. Then come the chief foreman, then the other foreman, and finally the ordinary pitmen in the shafts. But I don't come in contact with them very often. We follow the path of silver until the moment an ore merchant buys the ore from us and takes it to a smelter.
How much do the mines pay?
That depends on whether it's a royal mine or a mine in the hands of a mining.
I thought all mines were owned by the king.
That's right. But it's much more profitable for the king to grant mining rights to rich mine operators. They bear the cost of mining themselves and pay him a share. The king receives 1/3 of the profits from his own mines, but only 1/5 from the leaseholders. That's how he gets what's his from all the mining.
What about the other 2/3 of the profits from the king's mines?
Those go towards the costs, of course. For operations, wages, and shaft security.
Who's responsible for the smelting works?
They have their own owners. They buy ore from us, and then they deduct the royal tithe, and they can... And not just silver. Processing the ore yields a variety of other...
What happens in the smelting works?
Each smelting shop has a stamp mill, a roasting pit, and a smelting furnace. The stamp mill is used to crush the ore into smaller pieces. After that, the crushed ore is roasted in a roasting pit to remove... Finally, everything is smelted in a furnace to separate the pure silver from the slag.
So it's processed similarly to steel for smithing?
Yes. But in steelmaking, you don't have to weigh and record every step thrice.
Who's responsible for the
They have then, and not just...
How are groschen made from the silver?
The royal share from the smelting works goes to the mint in the Italian court. There, the coiners hammer it out into silver sheets for cutting the coin blanks. Then, in the Italian court's preghouse, our minters cut out and punch new groschen.
How many mints are there in total?
Only the main one is left, the one in the Italian court. There used to be more of them throughout the kingdom, but King Wenceslas II united them all. It was he who contributed the most to the rise of the Prague groschen and the wealth of this region. And of course, his own wealth too.
Foreman Frank?
What you looking for, Sonny? Can't you see we're hewing?
Sir Christian of Pisek sent me. My name is Henry of Scallops. Our family rented a mine, so I came to gain experience.
A nobleman in the pit? I'll be damned. But you can't just amble around. You'll cap your creels.
I'll just have a few questions.
The more we gab, the less we gar. But make it snappy, man. What do you want to know, like?
How exactly do you mine ore?
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakka graft, did ya? You take a kevel and ding away at the rock till it crumbles. And if you keep ganning at it for a couple of years, and don't croak from the stithe, then you'll keel over from exhaustion, or get scrushed by the ceiling of the road you're hewing.
What is the work of a miner really about?
What's it about? Bugger all, kidder. No great shakes. We gans through the roads, Bella, hewing off from rock in the dark and breathing in the stithe.
How do you get the ore outside?
Same way it's hewed, in the dark and in coves. On top of that, you spend a lot of the bloody time on all fours. Once you get out by with the corf, you get a tally, and you can get back in by.
How much do you get for your work?
I'll tell you, man. Them deputies up at bank make a howfin pile of chink. But us buggers, the ones doing all the graft, we earn a pittance.
Can you give me a more specific number?
Sometimes, not even half a grosh and a cough. That's near way to make a living, man.
I wonder, how much do you mine in a day?
That depends on how much ore you howk out of this or that face. It varies.
How much did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Listen, kidder. Aren't you a bit too curious? Nobleman or not, you don't need to know that.
What do you want in return for telling me? Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, there is something you could do for us. Me and my crew have been howking away in this heat, and we're bloody parched. We could do with a proper bevy, but Foreman Fett got scunned we were boozing in the shaft, so he locked it away in a chest on the bank, bringing enough ale for the whole crew. And I'll tell you how many corves it was.
I'll try to get you that beer.
You could try talking some sense into Fett. Maybe he'll listen to an outsider, and see that tormenting yackers with third. Farewell, sir.
You should know you can't defy a nobleman. I'll mention your disobedience to Sir Christian, or to the Mint Master. Then you can start looking for another job.
Out but that, sir. I couldn't just leave me marrows. It would break their hearts, and maybe their necks too. Who'd keep an eye on them? I'll tell you everything. It was a good gar on the Feast of St. Petronilla. Our yackers hewed 36 corves.
Thanks.
Nah, thank ye. Now leave us to hew, Mara. We've got a lot of graft ahead of us. God be with you, good sir. Excuse me?
Where can I find your foreman, Paul?
What you doing here, kidder? Who let you in by?
I've got a letter of safe conduct from Christian of Pisek. I'm a nobleman, and I'd like to learn more about mining silver.
My apologies, sir. Just mind you don't come a cropper.
I just need to ask your foreman a few things.
What Gaffer's gone doing there to pray? Don't know if he'll be up for talking, but...
Why wouldn't he be in the mood for talking?
Young Jaybird, one of our Maras, got scrushed the other day. He hadn't even had a full week on the graft, poor lad. It happened the day before the feast of St. Petronilla. You'll find Paul at the lowest level by the roof fall. He's praying for the salvation of his soul. You'll hear the wind howling in the attic down there. It can be heard as far as that cursed road. I hear it's haunted. Don't fret, but St. Barbara will look out for you. Farewell.
Excuse me?
Are you Foreman Paul?
Hey! You walk like a ghost, kidder. You gave me a bit of a fright there. Hold on. I don't know ye. Who are you? And what are you doing so deep in the pit?
My name's Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I'm a nobleman, and I'm interested in the operation of the mines. Well, I hate to interrupt your prayers for a dead friend, but I need to ask you something.
He weren't just me marrow. He were my blood. I raised him from a nipper since my sister died. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was strong as a horse. Wouldn't have taken her like. And now, I can't forgive myself.
Come on, it wasn't your fault. Accidents happen. It's God's will.
I suppose you're right. Will you pray with me for his soul one last time?
Aye. I'll pray with you.
You're a canny lad. Repeat after me. Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper,
Almighty
tin,
and merciful
iron,
God,
and
our
all
Father,
ores and metals.
you are the giver
I ask
of
that
gold,
you bless me brother
silver,
who has died in
bronze,
this mine.
copper,
And may
tin,
your holy angels
iron,
save his soul from
and all
damnation.
ores and
Bring his
metals.
soul to
I ask that
eternal
you bless
glory
my
through our
brother
Lord,
who has
our
died in
Saviour
this
and
mine.
Redeemer, Jesus
May your
Christ.
holy angels save
Amen.
his soul from
The
damnation.
angel of the Lord declared
Bring
unto
his
Mary,
soul to
and
eternal
she
glory
conceived the Holy
through our
Spirit.
Lord,
Hail
our
Mary.
Saviour and
And
Redeemer,
Mary said,
Jesus
Behold,
Christ.
I am the handmaid of
Amen.
the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary. Pray for us. Our hope.
So, are you going to answer me now?
Aye. Thanks for praying with me. Ask about out.
What is the work of a miner about?
What it's about? It's about you in the face and hauling the ore to the bank in proper graft that. Can be read dodgy, mind.
Are deaths in the mine common?
Aye. But every death in the shaft is a waste. Whether it's in a crumple or black damp. Unfortunately, we still bury a yakka or two a month, you know. That's life like.
How is the ore mined?
First, we have to survey the shaft and find ore. Then the place gets scored and set ablaze. We set up timber around. The hewers take their tools and start dinging rock and hewing ore. Nothing to it.
How much do you make doing this?
Depends on how much we hawk. How hard the rock is, how much ore's in it. It's not really worth it though. Half a grosh and a corf isn't much of a fight.
So how many cores did you mine, say, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
That weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood for ganning on after what happened to Jaybird. But even so, we managed to hawk 30 corves.
That's all I need to know.
Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts.
That's enough.
Are you Foreman Samco?
Aye, I am. Who's asking?
My name is Henry. Steward Christian sent me to you. My family runs mines, so I came here to gain experience.
Why should I care? Didn't you see we're off graft?
Sir Christian told me to ask about anything that interests me, and that you'll tell me.
Ah, Sonny, I'm so tired. I haven't even got the strength for gabbing. I wouldn't mind having a game of dice, but minus rules. Then I'll tell you everything. What'd you say?
All right, let's do it. I don't think I've played miners with a real miner before.
See? Kidder.
Come on then, show us what you can do, unless you're playing for the first time. Someone's throwing well. Here. Huh. What can you do? Money,
Great game, sonny.
Now will you tell me what I want to know?
Aye, ask away.
What is the work of a miner about?
Aye, that's a good question, Mara. Mostly about Alkin. Any yakker'll tell you that. But proper rest is even more important than graft. You're as weak as a midgie without it.
So how do you rest?
Depends. Some have a kip, some a swally, some go whoring. As for me, I play dice.
How do you mine ore?
Either we're on hard rock, and then no one's hewing shit, or we're hewing something soft, and then it goes grand. Only then there's not much silver in the ore, and you've got to smelt the shit out of it.
How much do you make doing this?
Don't even get me started. The chink's bad, and it's getting worse. Half a grosh and a cough is no.
How many corves did you mine on, say, the Feast of St. Petronilla?
I can tell you exactly. All the yakkers were working, and we were getting along nicely. We managed to howk 34 corves, without skimping on hame time. First time in ages, that was.
That's all I need to know.
If you need aught else, feel free to drop by. God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
Schönen Tag. Was?
You're the local ore merchant?
Na ja, I buy ore.
My name is Henry, and I'm here by Sir Christian's permission. My family rented the mining rights, so I came here to learn the business.
Then you have come to the right place, sir. The Horshan shafts are some of the most profitable in all of Kuttenberg. I am Hermann. If you have any Fragen, I am happy to answer.
As an ore merchant,
my job is to buy ore. Every day I count the amount of the ore mined. Depending on the quality, I then estimate the price.
Do you buy silver together with the stone?
I do. You can only get pure silver from the stone in the smelting works. That is why it is important to know how much of it is in the ore.
How do you estimate the price?
It takes skill and experience. I go through a few corves, get some samples, and bring them down here to assay them. Then I estimate the ratio of silver to the waste and set the price according to the average.
And the price is always the same?
Nein. The price of the corves is determined by the highest bidder. The smelter that can pay the most gets it. The important thing is to keep an eye on costs, so we do not end up paying more for the ore than we get for the pure silver.
How many corves do you buy a day?
It varies. It depends on the rock that is being hewed. When you hew into hard rock, the yield is smaller than from soft rock, which crumbles with little effort, but there's little silver in it.
How many corves did you buy lately? For example, on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
Sancta Petronilla? Weiß nicht. Entschuldigung. I do not remember. You can ask Christian, though. It is all in the books.
I already know how many corvs the crews extracted on the Feast of St. Petronilla. It was 100 altogether.
I see. Meanwhile, I looked in the mine book. How many do you think it says there?
I'd guess it's less.
Then you'd be correct. The book lists 90 corvs extracted. That means 10 corvs of ore disappear each day. But nobody could just come along and take them. We keep a close watch on everything. The unreported corvs must be going out to smelting works with the rest of the ore. That means...
What does it mean?
that this is fraud of colossal proportions, and that Foreman Fett and Herman the ore merchant are in it up to their ears.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, we need to make them tell us more, but carefully. Being involved in the theft of silver is a capital crime, so it should be in their own interest to cooperate. Make sure to promise them no one will know about their crime. You can mention my name. When you've talked to them, come back to me and we'll figure out what to do next.
We need to talk, Herman.
Was ist denn los?
Sir Christian sent me. We found some discrepancies in the mine book.
Discrepancies?
How do you explain that the miner has extracted 100 corvs of ore on the Feast of St. Petronilla, but the book only says 90?
If it says 90, there must have been 90. The book does not lie.
In that case, someone else must be lying.
Or someone just cannot count. Why are you bothering me with this? Foreman Fett counts the corvs here. Go and talk to him instead.
Don't tell me you don't count them too. You wouldn't pay for more corvs than there really were.
Do you have any idea how much ore passes through my hands? How am I supposed to remember how many there were ausgerechnet on the Fest of St. Petronilla? Besides, miners can lie and say they extracted more than they did. They like to show off.
All three crews agreed to report more. I seriously doubt that. Look, you don't have to be afraid to tell the truth. Me and Sir Christian agreed to settle the matter quietly. We're not going to punish anyone.
I am innocent. It was Fett's idea. He came to me saying we were going to deliver more corvs to the smelters than we would report, and I would get paid for it. It was going well. I have always paid for what we put in the book. Then I got some geld from Fett on the side. On the Feast of St. Petronilla, I was afraid they would be able to tell the difference. 10 corvs is 10 corvs after all. Nobody at the smelting works cared at all. I am sure they are in on it too.
How long has this been going on?
Several months. Maybe half a year. About since Sigismund arrived.
Is Ulrich Vavak behind this?
The Mint Master? I have no idea. I am a mere assayer. I have never even met Vavak.
Sir Christian and I agreed to investigate the matter in secret, so just act like nothing's going on. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to scare off the people who are actually responsible. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. I will be as silent as the grave.
You're always welcome here, good sir.
A word, Foreman.
Who are you, and what do you want?
I'm Henry, but that's not important. Sir Christian sent me. I need to discuss a delicate matter with you.
Don't tell me one of the yakkers shat all over the outhouse in the yard again.
I'm afraid it's a little worse than that. We found some discrepancies in the mine book.
Let Sir Christian handle it then. They're his books, and his responsibility too.
But you're the one counting the corves of ore.
Your point being?
I learned that the miners extracted no less than 100 corves on the Feast of St. Petronilla, but the mine book says 90.
Do you think the yakkers know how to count? They're blockheads, and they like to show off. I'm sure they just exaggerated. Anyway, what's it to you? Did the steward send you to snoop around? Don't you know? I work for Vavek, the mint master himself. I'm under his protection.
Aye, there's no point in denying it. Herman told me everything.
Bloody snitch.
You have nothing to fear. You're under my protection, and nothing will happen to you. I'll deal with anyone who wants to harm you. Believe me.
Wait, I'll tell you what I know. As soon as I was made head gaffer, Amara, who works at the smelting works in Grund, came to me. He said someone wanted to talk to me. One of them. So I met this fella in the tavern in Grund, and he told me how it all works. How to cook the books like. He told me the trick was not to report some of the extracted ore, and transport it secretly to the smelters, along with the rest. He made it very clear, if I didn't play along, I could have an accident. There was nothing I could do.
Who was that fella from the smelter who came to you?
He never told me his name, even when I asked. He's a tall bloke, stocky, pockmarked. I don't scare easy, but this bloke was reet terrifying.
How long has this been going on?
For some time now, definitely. I heard even former head gaffer Kircher was in on it too.
Where can I find him?
You can't ask Kircher any questions. He fell down a shaft. They say he was drunk, but I don't think it was an accident.
Who pays you on the side? You have to pay the miners for what they actually extracted.
I get the extra chink from the smelting works. It's enough for the yakkers and for Herman.
Do you think the mint master, Ulrich Vavak, is behind this?
I don't know. I've got naught bad to say about Vavak. He treats me canny whenever he shows up. He says if Christian gives us hassle, he'd sooner replace him than me. He really said that. The mint master himself.
All right. Just carry on as if nothing's happened. No one must find out we know about the fraud. Christian won't give you any trouble, nor will anyone else. Is that clear?
Clear as a bell, Mara. I'll be silent as the grave.